it's not going to be a workout that gets you as sweaty as the other ones that we've done. This is more movement based. We're kind of lowering the intensity to up the quality of movement today. And it's going to be there's not going to be a ton of jumping. There's not going to be a ton of any of the other stuff that we think of in terms of what a workout is. But it's all going to be stuff that we need to have the ability to express, so we can do those jumping things and we can do those things that seem like your traditional workout stuff. So let's get that in our heads right now, that today is going to be a movement-based workout, not a workout-based movement, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you guys? So a lot of the stuff that we do today is going to be exercises where I want you to actually concentrate on what you're doing in the movement. It's going to be a little bit slower pace today, and it's going to allow you to understand, like, oh, okay, this makes sense when I do it like this, but when I was doing it on my own, it didn't make sense, right? I just thought I was doing something that was dumb, right? So anyway, first thing we're going to do today is basically just warm us up, like we do always. Today's first movement, we're going to do 5 reps of these exercises and then move on. We're going to do it 3 times around. Right? Today's first movement, we're going to take our right leg, we're going to step back and swing our arms through with our right leg. Right? So I'm going to step back here like this. Then I'm going to step forward with my right leg, swing all the way through. So I step back, swing through, step forward, swing through and up. We'll do a couple more. One more on this side. Good. Now we'll do the other side. As you step back, maybe make sure that that foot is pointing in the direction you're trying to head, right? So back, my foot shouldn't be out here like this, right? Forward, my foot shouldn't be out here like this. I'm going this way, I'm going this way. Now, I'm going to step sideways with my right leg and push my hands up to the left. So here and back. One more for you guys. Now step sideways with my left, go up and to the right. Try to get long arms. Try to get those arms to line up with that long leg. Alright, now I'm going to step out with my right leg and open, and I'm going to bring my hands with my right leg. So it'll look like that. Alright, so I'm just stepping out like I'm going to turn the corner. You might feel that left heel come off the ground a bit. Sorry, going left. Alright, so try to turn about a 90-degree angle. Alright, now this one's going to feel weird. We're going to shorten the range of motion because you're probably not going to be able to get that far. You're going to take your right leg, you're going to step across your left side. Right? So I'm here, I'm bringing my arms with me. Here, I'm coming back. Alright, don't throw this movement, step into this movement. Alright, if you throw it and you don't have control, you're going to feel really weird tension in that left knee, more than likely. You're going to feel really weird tension in that left hip. Alright, we're going to go left to right. Same thing here. If I throw this movement, that tension's going to come into this leg because that leg is still on the ground, right? So I'm going across that leg. What happens here is that leg wants to twist. If you got your foot stuck on the ground, it's going to twist if we don't control the movement. All right, Next, we're gonna go down on the ground. We're gonna get into our push-up position. We're just gonna go hand to opposite foot. So we're gonna try to touch. So I'm gonna go here, push-up position. I'm gonna take my right hand, try to touch my left foot, and then left hand try to touch my right foot. So we're gonna do 5 aside here. Get into perfect push-up position. Right? Every rep. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. Again, if you can't get to your foot, that's all right. Maybe it's here and back. As you go back, try to start to flatten your heels onto the ground. So we get that little calf extension and flexion. All right, on the ground, single leg glute bridge. Bent legs, keep one foot flat. These quads are gonna stay in line with each other. So when I go up into this one, this guy's not gonna be up here, he's not gonna be down here. Right? He's gonna try to stay right with that other quad. All the way up, squeeze that glute. Squeeze that butt cheek, that glute cheek. One more. Now we're gonna do switch sides. Try to keep the quads together. Try to squeeze the butt cheek. If this is an issue with you and you don't know how to get that butt cheek to squeeze because it's always going in your lower back, you can take a ball. I think I have one. Yeah. You can take a ball, all right? And what you're gonna do is try to disassociate your hips. You're gonna take that ball, place it like right in that little socket, pull this leg back, hold that ball in place, and then do the same thing with this glute. Because now this guy has an action to do, right? So he's taking away your lower back because your lower back wants to get into extension here. Now, if I just go here, I can make my lower back get into flexion, right? But when I go here, my lower back goes into extension, it gets longer, right? And this guy is taking away that opportunity for the lower back to go into flexion. So now, in order to get my other leg up, I have to use my glute. If I don't, and if I try to get lower back into flexion, that falls. Right? So it's an easy trick to kind of cheat the system. All right, next one. Prisoner squat. Hands at your ears lightly, so don't grab them. Right? Don't put your hands behind your back here like this. Right? Hands at ears lightly. Pull your elbows out. Right? So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Right? Now, keeping my shoulder blades tight like that, I'm going to go into my squat. When I go down, I don't want to let my elbows collapse in here. All right, so when I go down, I want my elbows to stay back. And I'm trying to get lower every rep. Two more. All right, and then we're going to repeat all those. So now, that first exercise, if you'd like to up the challenge in the core, you're just gonna float this foot off the ground. Not lift it off the ground, you're just gonna float it off the ground in each position. All right? So when I go back, all right, it's gonna float off the ground here. It's not gonna be up here. All right? You're just gonna take about an inch off the ground, inch off the ground, right? If you want to continue doing it the way that we're doing it, continue, right? That's just an option for you. I'm going to continue doing it this way because right now I like how that feels. Pay attention to what this feels like everywhere. In this position, is it your lower back that's holding you up? Is it your abs that are tightening? What's going on? Our lower back has a job to do, but it's not necessarily supporting everything, right? The abs control that movement, right? They control the deceleration of this. I don't want my lower back to control that because that's not the lower back's job. This guy's job. What we got next? This guy. Same thing. If you want to float it, float it. This becomes really, really, really difficult to get to the same position. Long arms. Out. Float if you want. The test is the exercise. The exercise is the test. Mm-hmm. And then we go across. Right, so it might seem easy to go across, but is it easy to swing back and stabilize with that foot off the ground? This guy, I tell ya. All right, hand, opposite foot. Shoulder blades down and back. Forward glute bridge. Glute bridge. Squeeze. Some of us want to go really high. If you can still control that through here, go ahead. All right, but if that starts to come through here, we got issues. Switch sides. Understand how to squeeze that glute. Understand how to drive through that glute to get that to come up, right? This isn't just, we're not just trying to look to go up and down, right? We're not just trying to go up and down or out and back in any exercise. We're trying to use certain specific movement patterns to get there, right? So, what's next? Prisoner spot. All right, so it's not about, again, when we do this stuff, it's not about counting reps. It's about how we do the reps we're counting, right? If we can think of priorities and the number of reps is not our priority. It's a lot of these other things, right? It's a lot of these other things. Juicy, juicy. All right. Last time around, and then we'll get moving on to some other stuff. All right, so now let's everybody try to balance on this one. So you're just gonna float that foot about an inch off the ground on either end point, right? Either end point. All right, so I'm gonna go through. It's going to be a little bit slower. Through. Right? I'm not going to be able to go as far forward for sure. Now when we do this, right, we've got a balance issue on this leg, balance component on this leg. Try not to grab with your toes to accomplish that balance component. Try to really stabilize through the core. Try to really use the little muscles in the ankle, in the calf, and in your knee to get that to work, right? So my foot, my ankle, my shin, all this, it's on fire right now. All right, float low, low to the ground. This is where we earn strength. This is where we earn strength. This is where we start to make our body a little resilient to all that slipping on ice stuff, or, you know, the dog knocking us over when they take off running. Float. If floating on, so this exercise in particular is a little hard to float and get into that same position. If you want to just lightly tap that foot on the ground, go ahead. But what I would like you to do is make sure you get those elbows extended. And I'm going to remind you again, don't grab with your toes, because you're going to want to. So I lied, I'm sweating a little bit. It's not, maybe I'm just sweating because it's hot. Now I got out. Right there is hard for me. Let's try this other side. And these, it's funny because all these movements that we're doing, oh, it's so, really, that's your exercise? That's what you're doing for your workout? Yeah, it is. This side is just, doesn't want to play with me. All right, we go across, last time. Everyone looks at exercise in terms of, well, that's not hard enough. That's not hard enough for me. Yeah, it is, because I watch you do it and you can't. So, by definition, it's hard enough for you. It's probably too hard for you, right? So, just because we think, and we've been conditioned to think that my workout needs to have, I need to do weights, and I need to press them forward and backwards and up and down, and I need to do what everyone else thinks is what we should be doing, even though research doesn't say that, right? You need to earn your right to do any of these movements, right? So I want to lunge, right? And a lot of people don't want to lunge without weight, right? A lot of people don't want to squat without weight. Yet when you get them to squat without weight, their knee caves in, their back arches a ton, but they're persistent on saying that they need to use weight, right? They're persistent They're like, well, I've got to use weight or else this isn't going to work for me. The problem is, without weight, you can't even do it well. So why would you add weight to something you can't do well? Right? So we all assume that we know how to use our bodies well. But we don't all assume that we just know how to speak French. Why? Why do we not assume that? All right, because we all can walk, right? We all can, for the most part, put our arms over our head. Right? We all can reach. We all can bring both feet off the ground. So we assume we can do all levels of that, which is a horrible assumption. Right, hands at the ears, lightly. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good. Now, my face, I'm sweating a little bit. Right, I'm sweating a little bit. So, I guess today's one of those ranting days for me. Right? We all think we deserve to do every leveled up option of an exercise. Why? Right? If I watch a squat and I see that squat and that's what happens every time you squat, why do I want to put this in your hands to have you do that same thing? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Now, I get external load is what makes us stronger. But if I'm doing this while I'm squatting, maybe there's something else I need to do to get stronger rather than just add weight, right? Because adding that weight is not going to all of a sudden make this turn into this, right? It's not going to happen by adding the weight. So there's some other things I need to do to get certain things stronger here, or here, or here, that are going to allow me to make this go to this in that position, right? It's not adding weight. It's not doing things. It's not throwing other things in the mix, because all we're doing is complicating that task now. All right, my bad. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises. We're gonna do them for 45 seconds each. We're gonna do them 3 times, I think. Yep, 3 times through. All right. The exercises by themselves are not difficult, right? You can do them at your own pace, and we'll just move on through them, right? So I'll show them all to you right now. It's a bird dog, a dead bug, a bird dog, an offset squat, and if you want to add the jump, if you think you're good enough to add the jump, and a bear crawl. So first exercise, that dead bug. We can do one of 2 ways here. We can start big, long, or we can start here, right? If you want to start here, you can. You're going to extend one leg and that opposite arm, right? And then come back. And then you do the other side. And then come back, right? Or you can start here, same thing. This makes it just a little bit more challenging because now this leg is long, right? So your task becomes a little bit harder to accomplish, right? So that's our dead bug, bird dog. Hands, knees, feet on the ground. All right, we're gonna extend one leg, extend that arm out. Try to get one long line through my fingertips and my toes, right, or my heel. All right, if I wanna make that more of a challenge, I take my toes off the ground and do that same thing. All right, now I'll go elbow to knee if I wanna make more challenge, and then back. All right, offset squat. We're just gonna put one foot in front of the other, boom, halfway we'll switch. And then bear crawl is opposite arm and leg move together. All right, dead bugs first. Here we go. All right, so we'll get 15 seconds in between exercises. I'll do the first version, first round. All right, you're trying to get full extension of that leg and then trying to tap that arm long on the ground as well. All right, we don't have to tap here because this becomes a rest position. All right, but if you need it, use it. All right, next one is that bird dog, so it's arms and legs. You are correct, son. Callie Green, you know. All right, bird dog. I'm gonna keep my feet on the ground this first time. Right, elbow to knee. Right, now I'm not trying to crunch. I'm not trying to crunch here to get that. Right, I'm just trying to go boom, 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 elbow to knee. Come back, try to keep my torso where it's at, pull and pull. One more and then switch sides. All right, squeeze the glute, pull, pull. This side's a little bit more difficult for me. You can probably tell at the end of this. There go the kids. All right, offset squat. Come on, kids. One foot in front of the other. We're just gonna sit, come up. All right, so this first round, kind of just understand the movement. Okay? Let's not try to kill ourselves right now, because more than likely you don't do a squat with one foot in front of the other like this, right? In your exercises. What you probably do is, I'll say squat, switch sides. I'll say squat, you put your feet in line, and then you squat, right? Most people aren't going to make things uneven. They think everything moves evenly in life for some reason. They think everything moves evenly in exercise. Why? Obviously it doesn't. You have one leg is stronger than the other, so even if you put your feet straight together, one side is going to push more than the other side is. Right? Bear crawl. My bad, I'm up too high. Right, opposite arm and leg move together. So if I want to start, I'll start my left hand behind, my right leg behind. And I'll move those two forward first. Boom, boom. Now back, forward, back. The idea here, not to let your butt go high. The idea also is this contralateral movement, which is the opposite arm and leg moving together, which is how humans do stuff. Right? I walk. Right? Right? I throw. Right? I punch you in the face. Dead bug. I'll go long this time. Control the down aspect, control the up aspect. If you're going long legs, try to keep the legs straight, right? Don't have that little bend there. If you're going long legs, do the long leg style. Bird dog. float this time. It's gonna be a hard one. Like switch, yep, switch, I'm sorry. Sorry guys. Offset. Offset squat. If you want, if you think you can, right? Look at my legs. If you see that happen, you can't, right? Because you haven't earned that. Switch sides. All right, so watch again. If you decide to jump here and that's happening, probably isn't the best idea to jump. All right, if the knee goes here, right, that is not ideal. It's not optimal movement pattern. It's not what we're looking for. All right, you're already taxing yourself enough by just trying to do that squat. All right, bear crawl, sorry. Everything should be quiet. If you put that knee too high, guess what happens? You go up, right? Your butt comes up. One more round of that. All right, dead bug first. Eugene, you doing a workout or what, son? Dead bug, your way. Right, really, at the back end of this, a lot of us with shoulder mobility issues, the hard part is going to be getting that arm, that hand to get to the ground. On my right side, it's not bad. Someone decided to call me. I can't believe that's the first time that's happened. All right, we're going into bird dog. Sorry. All right, we're going into bird dog. Now, if you want to make this bird dog really, really taxing, go low, right? So almost like sit on your hip, and then try to do the same thing and pull both up, right? So boom, just like that, right? So now, there's a big old mobility issue here. That's another option for the bird dog. Switch sides if you didn't. I love it when I say that we're not going to sweat, and then I sweat. Who knew? Who knew bodyweight workouts, huh? Who knew? Offset. I'm just adding some stuff, sorry. You can add stuff if you want. Just don't add weight if your squat sucks. If it's awesome, if it's great, go ahead. Switching. So I don't need it. Oh boy. Bear crawl. Back crawl. Engage. That's you, gauge. You should always be landing on top of one of your hands. Elbows should be slightly bent. And that knee should drive maybe right above the hip. That's about as high as you need that knee to be going. And we got a minute and a half off, 4 more exercises. And then today is done. Yeah, I'm sweating too, Sal. It's funny because obviously this workout isn't as difficult as say yesterday's or it was day 10 maybe. But we're moving, right? We're still moving, right? But we're getting the benefit of increasing our quality of movement today, right? That's the idea here. Increase quality of movement. So we have 4 more exercises, all same kind of sequence, 45 seconds. Hammer Johnson. All same sequence, 45 on, 15-second interchange. And for this one, because I only got 40 seconds left, I can't show them all to you. I'll show, then we go. Right, I'll show, then we go. All right, but we have defensive shuffle. It's a slow defensive shuffle. We have a wall walk, so hopefully you have a wall nearby. A wall squat, and then a single leg wall sit. So hopefully you got a wall. If you don't have a wall, this is gonna be really, really interesting to see you do this. You can do all these on the floor as well. But if you have a wall, awesome. Defensive shuffle. We're just gonna sit into a squat. We're gonna pretend that our feet get stuck within like a broom level, right? Boom. Here. I'm gonna stay low. I'm gonna push off the outside foot. Push, right? Now push, 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 right? Push, push, push. Watch the spacing between my feet, right? They never get closer than about maybe 6 inches at the closest. I stay low on my squat. Good. All right, this wall walk. You can do this on the floor. We did it before on the floor. I'm gonna start like this, right? So I'm gonna start a little low on the wall. Now, from here, I'm just gonna walk my hands up the wall, walk my hands down the wall, right? Pay attention, because you might need one foot to stabilize yourself here when you get going, right? Because if we're not quite strong enough and we don't have the shoulder stability and mobility up here, it might be hard to hold ourselves up there, right? If we're getting tired, it might be hard to hold ourselves up in the bottom position. right? So right here, my abs start to turn on a little bit. Here, my shoulders start to turn on a little bit. All right, now, it's a wall squat. So we're gonna get maybe 6 inches away from the wall. All right, 6 inches away from the wall. Put our hands up on the wall here like this. Now from here, I'm gonna keep my hands on the wall, squat down, come back up, lightly touching the wall. Keep your arms long and straight, extended. And try not to look down so much when you get into your squat. Ah. All right, last one here. Single leg wall sit. All right, so we know what the wall sit is, 90-degree angle. All right, now, move one foot closer to the middle, lift that other foot if you can. All right, if you can't, just put feet down. All right, just go into wall sit. For those of you who this isn't anything, lift that foot up. All right, you're gonna feel a bunch of tension go right to this knee. Now you have to use your muscles to stop that from happening. Let's try to switch sides. This exercise is insanely hard. It is. All right, so make sure you have the requisite strength to lift that other leg off the ground. Right, 15 off, then we go back to our defensive shuffle. Right? This defensive shuffle is slow and deliberate. Yeah, yoga chair, I don't know. I don't do a ton of yoga, but yeah. I guess it is. All right, defensive shuffle. Right, sit, don't let those feet come together. Right? Also, watch this. I'm not gonna go right? So I don't want to elevate. Boom. There's a ceiling here. Right? I don't elevate my head. Stay same level. The lower I get, the harder this is going to be. Wall walk is next. Yeah, it is. That wall walk is next. All right, strong position. Maybe this is the challenge I want right here. Maybe I don't want it, so I walk away. Maybe this is a challenge I want. Maybe it's not. Shoulders away from the ears right now. Only go to that little bit where you're like, I'm pretty sure I can hold this still. All right? Go to that part where there is a little doubt. Not a ton of doubt, a little doubt. That wall squat is next, right? So we're a foot, not even a foot away from the wall. All right, about 6 inches away. All right, hands up. All right, the closer you are to the wall, the harder this exercise is going to be. So if I get away from here, it's a little easier because now my hands don't have to be up here, right? And anyone who's, if we've done that overhead squat, we know that keeping our hands up here is difficult, right? If we do an overhead squat And I'm allowed to put my hands in front of my body. It's not an overhead squat anymore, and it's way easier. Right? Way easier. All right, back to that wall sit. All right, that wall sit kind of kicked my butt, so I'm probably gonna half double, half single. So I'm gonna sit, try to get my feet, my legs about 90 degrees. All right, here, I'm gonna center one. I'm gonna try to hold it for like 6 seconds. Squeeze my quad, get it out of my knee. Good, switch sides. So I'm gonna go here, back to my double wall sit, legs bent. I'm gonna center my right, lift my left off the ground. All right, don't push my toes that way. All right, squeeze my quad, my hamstring. Good. One more round. We got one more round of this, and that's all for today. All right, all for today. Defensive shuffle. Here we go. All right, don't move out so far that it's a side lunge, right? Just move out so you can control it, right? I can control this. Right now you should feel good. Shouldn't feel beat up. You should just feel like, yep, I'm moving today. Shoulders down and back. Walk those hands. Maybe into a really good push-up position against the wall. Wall squats next. Six inches away. All right, feet. If we didn't already know this, we should. About shoulder width apart. All right. Anything wider, the squat's gonna become easier. We're also gonna take ourselves out of like better alignment for positioning, right? I do push-ups, I do squats like this. One, I just decrease the range of motion that I have to express, so it makes it easier, but at the same time, I don't get any stronger because of it. Last wall sit. Last wall sit. Make it your best wall sit. Because I believe in you. I'm just going to stay. we go, kids. Take, if you need to, use the ball. Take your left hand, grab your left ankle. Pull your left heel into your left butt cheek. Instead of letting this knee go out like this, pull that knee underneath you and do the same thing. All right, switch sides. All right, maybe turn your knee in. Try to do the same thing. You'll feel a little bit different stretch on the outside of that quad. Wide stance. Feet facing forward. Drop the hips. Put the hands in the middle. Just hang out for a second. Maybe look up so the blood doesn't rush your head. Now, take your hands, stay in the same position. Walk your hands towards your right foot. Walk your hands towards your left foot. Walk your hands to the middle. Walk your hands behind you. Now drop your head. Take your hands behind your back, pull them up. Put your hands on your butt, push your butt forward, open your chest. Rotate your right hip in. Rotate your left hip in. Middle, take a bow. Thank you. Again, just want to say thanks for letting me be that person who brings you your workouts in a time of a bajillion workout options.